thought I'd lost the others. Not tonight. You ever wonder what they're doing back home right now? Probably wishing we'd hurry up and come back. Funny, I still remember seeing you come through that fog. I was hoping I wasn't too late. You weren't. Time to move. Lead the way. Ready? Yeah. Let's go home.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Joe Bandel. Welcome back to Oak AI Story Lab. Today, Lesson 10 is about environmental consistency. And before I get into the actual lesson itself, I want to share some things that are happening because I'm progressing. And the first clip, or the first clip in a lesson, I've always tried to put in some of our newest material so you can kind of see where we're at. And for up until now, what I've really been trying to put in is those tarot cards, those animated tarot cards, because that was kind of like the high spot or the limitation of where we were at. And what was happening was our effort was to put into a 10-second clip as much vitality, as much information as we could, in a way that it wasn't overdoing it, but in a way that felt pretty natural and pretty hopefully interesting. So, and I think to a certain degree we have done that. But since then, I finished all 78 clips for the 10-second clips for the tarot cards. I decided to go through and try to do short stories that are actually six clips that would create a scene, one scene basically. Instead of trying to do one scene in a 10-second clip, I was trying to spread it out. So I'm trying to learn more about the art of creating these movie clips, these digital movies. And today, in today's lesson, the first one is going to be about home. It's a story about two World War II soldiers and a personal experience. And if you watch, you're going to see the mistakes that I made. And I'm hoping you're doing that with all of these lessons, because I'm not showing you the right way of doing it. I'm showing you some of the things where I've made mistakes or some of my best tries, so that you can go and try your best tries and see what happens. So specifically in that little movie, there were a couple things that really stood out to me that shouldn't have happened, but that they did. And I've recently found I had to find the solution for it. And boy, that I got some noise out here that's really, just a minute. Sorry about that. Hopefully the noise is taken care of or not as loud. Anyway, a couple of the things that obviously kind of bugged me. The Guardian soldier was taking care of the wounded soldier and put the bandage on one arm. And in a clip later, you see the bandage is actually on the other arm. And that's kind of a screw up or whatever he wants. It's like, how do you straighten that out? And then if you look at the last three clips, you're going to see, if I remember right, you're going to see none of them have their helmet on as they're talking, and then they both have their helmet on or whatever, and then only one of them has their helmet on as they get ready to leave. And that's because the workflow, or the way I was trying to do it, was confused. I didn't really know how to deal with that. So that is what this lesson is going to be talking about. So you can see that. And I'm also, within the lesson, I'm going to share one where we pretty much got it right. Okay, so that you're seeing how we improve. And the kind of a cartoon feature that I've been showing here is on its 11th. It's going to be on the 11th chapter. That's actually the first where I tried to do a complete 12-chapter movie. And so it's showing from way back in the beginning, and it's so you can kind of see that I was trying, and it was turning out, however. But it's like, you got to try, you got to do it. So anyway, I kind of got sidetracked, but I think I wanted to share what I'm going to be putting in here so that you can see it, what we're doing.
Welcome. I hope your journey was pleasant.
It's even more beautiful than I imagined.
Please, make yourself at home. It has been waiting for the right person.
It's the most beautiful gift I've ever seen. Did you see that?
See what?
Come.
Today, I'd like to talk about something that many AI filmmakers overlook: environmental consistency. When we first begin creating AI movies, we naturally focus on the characters. We want the face to remain the same, the clothing, the hairstyle, the emotional expression. But after creating many multi-scene films, I've discovered that the environment is just as important. The audience doesn't simply learn the character, they learn the world. The ancient oak, the ruined chapel, the winding path, the horse waiting in the clearing, the direction of the moonlight, the shape of the forest. These become part of the viewer's memory. If the environment changes every 10 seconds, because that's how long a clip is, the audience may not know exactly what's wrong, but they'll feel that something isn't quite real. That's why continuity matters. Recently, we've developed a workflow that has dramatically improved environmental consistency. And we think this is going to solve the problem. Maybe there's going to be other problems coming up, but I'm sharing what it is now. Instead of beginning every new clip from the original still image, we now use the final frame of the previous clip as the primary continuity reference. That frame already contains the living world exactly as it exists. Now, you've got to listen to what I'm saying here. We're talking about the last frame or near the last frame of the last clip that you did, because that clip brings you up to a moment in the present, and that's where you want to start the next one. Because that's, if the character put their hat on, that's going to show that the character has their hat on. If you kind of follow what I'm getting at here, this corrects the mistake that I made in the soldier video. If they bandaged the arm, you're going to be able to see which arm had the bandage on. So instead of beginning every new clip from the original still image, we now use the final frame of the previous clip as the primary continuity reference. That frame already contains the living world exactly as it exists. We then combine that continuity frame with our original character reference stills to create a new reference image for the next clip. And that new reference image is going to be created with a prompt, a text prompt that tells us the added information that we need. Because you're always, when you're generating a still or a reference still, or you're generating a motion clip, a motion prompt for a clip, you're using the images to show you what the world is, and you're using the text prompt to show you what the emotion is, what the emotion is, what the sensory details are, because those don't come up in the clip, but everything else does. So finally, we use that new reference image together with the character reference stills and the motion prompt to generate the next scene. Each clip inherits the world from the one before it. Nothing has to be rebuilt. The forest remembers. The lighting remembers. The camera remembers. The characters remember. Our job is no longer to recreate the environment. Our job is to let the environment continue living. I've found something else as well. A living environment doesn't have to be busy. The wind may move through the branches. Mist may drift across the ground. Moonlight may shift as clouds pass overhead. Leaves may gently fall. The world breathes quietly around the characters. The environment supports the story instead of competing with it. That simple change makes the world feel surprisingly real. Here's today's lesson. Consistency is not repetition. Consistency is continuity. You're bringing that last reference frame, that world of that last one, into the new world that we're creating right now. When every new clip grows naturally from the one before it, the audience stops noticing the technology. They simply believe the world. And when they believe the world, they begin believing the story. That's basically what we're doing. We're just kind of bringing it all forward, and it solves all kinds of issues, all kinds of problems. So that's the lesson today. I'll see you in the next lesson. I hope you enjoy this one. I tried to put a little extra into it. Thank you.